All right. Hey, you Tubi, what a Tubi. My name is Monique. I go by Lady Neek, Lady Mo, Coco Styles, whatever. But this is a serious video. I just want to address something. I feel like we should not stop wearing our mask. We should not, I repeat, stop wearing masks. If you have a hard time breathing through a mask, usually the disposable ones are good. They're still trying to pollute the air. They're trying to poison us. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to set us up. The reason why they are having some people, if you notice, there's a lot of white people wearing masks still, and a lot of Asian people still wearing masks. But they're trying to get black people to start wearing masks. Like, you notice that? Have you really been paying attention? Like, take your earbuds out your ear. Take those sunglasses off. Open up your eyes. Turn down the music. Really observe your surroundings and pay attention to what a lot of these white people that work for the government do. And I just want to say this. Not all white people are bad. But at the same time, those who have done wrong, those who have had evil intentions to harm an innocent person is definitely going to reap what they sow. Those who are greedy are definitely going to reap what they sow, because God does not like a selfish, greedy person. That's why gluttony is a sin. Gluttony does not just mean to overeat. Gluttony can mean so many things, like a hoarder, for example, or someone who only cares about money, or as always, they always care about material things all the time. They want to hog everything to themselves, but they don't want to give back to the community and look out for their own kind. That's gluttony too. Greed and jealousy and envy, the seven deadly sins are the most major ones. And infidelity are major sins for a reason, because jealousy can lead to murder, theft, losing your mental state of mind, be vindictive, being conniving person. It could lead to so many things. But anyways, when I noticed that a lot of people start wearing their masks and everything, because first of all, last time I checked, there was no cure for COVID. Okay, and you can't even cough these days without thinking people thinking you got it. And it's been hard for me to get tested for COVID for free now. They're making it hard because they can't afford. There's so many people that had to get tested regularly that worked in the hospitals and things like that, and they kept complaining about it, like, oh, it's taking up too much time, oh, it's too much work. They're greedy. They want you to buy your own test after they put that COVID out into the world. I remember in 2017, I had a vision through God, and I warned everybody in Branford Manor, I can't breathe, wear a mask. And the air's polluted, there's something in the air. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy. All of a sudden, and I was in Virginia too, 2019, I started wearing a mask because I was trying to prevent myself from getting sick, because something was telling me to do so. And everybody told me, even the people at the hospital were telling me, oh, you don't need a mask. You don't got to wear a mask. Why not? If I want to protect myself, I'm going to do that. Because airborne diseases are real. Like, you could die from an airborne disease. So it's better to be cautious and aware and observant, and really pay attention to everything that you learn. I work in the healthcare field. I read as best as I can to learn the ins and outs and how to prevent germs. Okay, just sanitizing your hands is not enough. Wash your hands and sanitize as soon as you come through the door. Take off your shoes, put on your slippers. Take a shower as much as you can. Clean your clothes thoroughly. Do the best you can to protect your children. Teach your kids to wash their hands, tidy up after themselves, things like that. Teach them about germs. Teach them about diseases. Teach them how to be safe and protect. STDs are still out there. You got to protect yourself from those too. Pass out condoms. People don't want to use condoms no more. They look at you like you crazy. Why, you got something? Does that make any sense? I'm trying to prevent myself from getting something, and I want to be safe, and I want to use protection, but you don't want to use it? Because you rather, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how society these days think that's what they want to do. They try to target our community. There's nothing wrong with another thing. There's nothing wrong with being gay in my eyes. But yeah, think about it like this. God does want us to be fruitful and multiply, and we are his chosen ones. And if you really notice and really pay attention, a lot of black communities like Atlanta and certain parts of the world that are black communities, they're either on drugs, or a lot of the men are gay, and a lot of the women are, you know what I'm saying, in domestic violent relationships, or just prostituting to pay their rent, to get by, or whatever the case may be, or, you know, they going through the struggle, they lost custody of their kids, they have no safety, they're going through it, they're going from place to place, couch to couch, struggle to struggle, and a lot of people are on drugs, and that's black, and whatever. They target these, it's not a mistake, they target these things for a reason. God wants us to be fruitful and multiply for a reason. He wants us to continue to generate on this earth. You know, he doesn't want us to leave this earth and not respect it and take care of it. I mean, if you decide to be gay, that's your choice. But really think about the future. Okay? I feel like the government, and of course the enemy, the devil, has definitely caused confusion and put homosexuality, made homosexuality seem like a normal thing. And I'm not against anybody that is, but I'm just trying to say, like, the truth is the truth, and we got to keep it real here. When the two men are together, there's a huge possibility you can contract AIDS and HIV. When two men together cannot reproduce. You cannot get another man pregnant. They can't reproduce like a woman can. Okay? A lot of these black women lately have been having a hard time getting pregnant. The government is definitely poisoning our black women, our black men. They're poisoning the liquor. They're poisoning the drugs. They're poisoning the gynecologists work for the government. They're giving us certain type of medication that causes infertility. That's why I have decided to quit smoking cigarettes and stick to it, because I'm not going to keep destroying myself. There's so many chemicals in those things, and I want to live a long, prosperous, healthy life. I'm not going to put more money in the government's pocket to kill me quicker. I'm not going to damage myself. I want to look young. I want to live a long, prosperous life. It's okay to drink wine here and there and drink liquor here and there. It's all about moderation, but just pray over things, you know. Do it and just try your best to live a healthier life. At soul food, they made it seem like soul food for black culture was macaroni cheese, chitlins, collard greens. Yeah, that's part of our culture during the slavery days. The true meaning of soul food, of how we used to eat, was from the earth, okay? We used to eat vegetables and fruit, and that's God put that all here for us. We are truly God's chosen ones, and God is making big things happen. He ain't playing no games. Everyone that has been against us in the government and been against Black people, they still try to keep us in captivity and slavery to this day. He is going to show his wrath to those greedy mother chuckers. Oh, you're going to let my Black people suffer? You're going to torture my Black people? You're going to let them starve? You're going to treat them like they're animals? You're going to do experiment on my Black people? Kill my Black people? God ain't playing no games, yo. Just wait. Listen, at the end of the day, hear me out. People think that when I say these things, I'm crazy when I talk about God all the time. I'm trying to tell you something. Please wake up, Black people. Be careful. Check your weed. There's fentanyl strips. Check your weed to make sure there's no fentanyl in it. Don't always get high and drunk. Try to learn how to have a sober mind sometimes. Pay attention to your surroundings. And you have the right to protect yourself, but don't go against your own people. You fight fire with fire. Speak up for yourself. Read these books. Read these dictionaries. Read these books. Read about the white people's history and what they have done to us. Read about our history and what we've been through, and all of the stuff that we accomplished and things like that. And you know what? But show them respect and love. You kill hate with love. Because at the end of the day, we all need each other. But, like I said before, not all white people are bad. And that's a fact. Not all white people are bad. Remember that. We all need each other. Even through slavery days, there were some good white people out there that actually had a heart and show love, and they helped change the world. I just found out that Frederick Douglass works for Abraham Lincoln. They don't want to talk about that. Listen, we need to stop being so distracted on material things. We can get by. You can get by working at McDonald's and providing for your family. You could get by. There's nothing wrong working at McDonald's. There's nothing wrong working a 9-to-5 job. Just as long as you learn to save your money, spend it wisely, prioritize budget, things like that. There's nothing wrong with that. This fabulous luxury life is not what life is all about. Like, God had the opportunity to be rich. He was born a king. He was born rich. And he was so rich through all that torture, but he wanted to show us how to survive through the struggles and the hard times, because he knew what we was going to go through. And he was trying to show us it's not all about money. It's not all about that. Yes, it's important. Yes, we need it. But don't get caught up in that lifestyle, because if you lose your faith in God and your trust in God, when times get rough, how are you going to get by? Are you really going to hold it down? Are you really going to survive? Are you really going to show gratitude? Or are you going to get lost in the sauce? Like, are you going to get greedy to the point where you're selfish and you only care about yourself and material things? And because the money can be the root of all evil, but we do need it to survive in this world. But that doesn't mean that we have to drive in the Benz and the Expedition and things like that. Yes, those things are nice and those could come eventually. We do deserve those things. But there's nothing wrong driving in a beat-up van. I did. There's nothing wrong with riding in a Honda. There's nothing wrong with walking. You know, if you got to walk. Get that exercise in. You know, I'm about to start walking again. I want to start walking again and just walk to the store and walk to where I got to go. And even though I have a car and stuff like that, and just go back to how I used to be when I was a teenager, be outside, you know, whatever, and just interact with people, but just interact with the earth, you know. We need to start respecting the earth. That's why that's another reason why I want to start smoking cigarettes, because I'm polluting the air. I'm making it worse. So I'm going to start wearing a mask now. And I have the right to do so, because at the end of the day, like, you can't even cough now without people thinking you got COVID. Like I said before, I think I said that. And then, and there's no cure for COVID. So they think, and a lot of people are not vaccinated. Not everyone on this earth is vaccinated. And we don't necessarily know everything that's in it. The only reason why I got vaccinated is because I had to do what I had to do in order to work in the position that I'm in at my job. But, and I was willing to make that sacrifice, to get this money, you know what I'm saying? And I had faith in God that God was going to protect me and provide and whatever, and bless me anyways, but, listen, we have to stop being against each other and support each other, but let's not give them have reasons to keep locking us up, putting us on child support. Let's be good parents to our children. Let's be good mothers and fathers. Let's be there for our children, interact with our kids, be involved in their life, put them in activities, protect them, guide them, educate them. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no college degree, but it'll be good to have one. But you know what? At the end of the day, we have to do what we have to do to get into their position. It's good to get those degrees and stuff like that, but you could get by without one. But either way, aim for a degree. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in debt, but eventually that degree is going to be able to pay off that debt. So don't think about the debt. Think about the purpose of that degree. And because we need Black doctors, we need Black teachers, we need more of that. We need Black people to take over the government judicial system. We need Black judges, Black police officers. We need Black construction workers. We need Black carpenters, architects. We need all those things. We need to learn how to unite, come together, take care of the earth, because like it says, on heaven on it as it is on earth. Heaven is what you make it. Heaven is on earth. We are moving through God. God is in control. Things get worse before it gets better. We have to visualize these Black businesses and corporations happening. But in order to do that, we need to prepare ourselves by manipulating the system, by not letting the system have control over us, but gaining control over the system and manipulating it, by using the resources that they provide for us to get off government assistance. It's okay to have it if you have no choice. You know what I'm saying? If it's really hard for you to hold down the job because your mental state of mind or your disability gets in the way, that's understandable. It's there for those reasons. But at the end of the day, if you're capable of getting your behind up each and every day and going to work on time and being a responsible human being and busting your behind, working a 9 to 5, I don't care where it's at. I work at Dollar General on the side and I do PCA. I do what I can. Like, I'm not ashamed to be a cashier. I'm not ashamed to say, whatever. But God has blessed me in tremendous ways. I try my best to remain humble as best as I can and not, gloat and brag. But it's okay to show appreciation of what God bless you with. Yes, I give myself credit too, but without Him, I would have never got to where I'm at. So let's keep it real. But anyways, I hope and pray like someone watches this video and they really take what I'm saying into initiative, because a lot of these judges in the courthouses and these these public defenders and stuff like that, and the DCF workers and whatever the case may be, these teachers, they don't care about us. They don't want us to succeed. They see us as a threat. They're jealous. They're envious. They're intimidated by us. They're afraid that if we really, 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 really educate ourselves, learn these things, and master it, that we will become more powerful than them. But it's not always about power. I have no problem of living paycheck to paycheck. Just as long as my bills are paid, I got food in my stomach, food in my fridge, and I'm clean, and I got shelter over my head and gas in my car, I'm straight. I know that eventually I'm going to get more money later to keep to myself. I'd rather not live paycheck to paycheck. I'd rather have money to survive and pay, and then some left over, and whatever the case may be. But sometimes in life, things are hard. If you got a family to provide for and things like that, it's hard to budget, but it's possible. It's possible. Think about the olden days, how they got by. You know what I'm saying? It was way worse then. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like a lot of us people, not just black people, but a lot of us people is very greedy. We're very materialistic. I think we're very selfish. I think we don't appreciate the things that we have. I think that we don't deserve everything that has been given to us. And we chase after the wrong things. Because at the end of the day, all I really care about is the old-fashioned traditional ways. I want to have a family. I want to get married. You know what I'm saying? I want to get married. I want to settle down. I want to build a foundation. And I just want to build structure. You know, I don't care about being famous no more, having my name in lights and being on the radio, whatever the case may be. Like, that was, you know, I'm over that. I'm focusing on the future, and I'm focusing on the fact that I want to make sure that if I do have kids, you know, a year from now, whatever the case may be, that if they have kids and they have kids, you know what I'm saying, if I have grandkids and then great-grandkids and stuff like that, they're straight. You know what I'm saying? I want the legacy, what's it called? How you say it? I want my name to carry in generations, and I want my bloodline to go a long way. I want us to keep going and going and going. I already have a son, but I don't know if he'll ever want to have kids. I think he said he doesn't, but hopefully I hope and pray he changes his mind and he has kids, and, you know, when the time is right. But I told him right now, that's not important. You got to focus on school. Like, get your degree, and then you can focus on, you know, what you want to focus on. But get that out the way, boom. And eventually, I'll get my degree too. I want to be a psychiatrist, but and help people. But listen, this is not to always come against the government, because it's 50-50. Sometimes the government could be on our side, you know? And they just want to protect us, and they want the best for us, but sometimes they could be vindictive. Sometimes they could be conniving. But it doesn't make it right. Like, some people got to change their evil ways, you know? If in order for things to prosper, you can't receive your blessings if you're not giving. If you're not willing to sacrifice positive, healthy blessings, then your greed will get you not that far. And hell is definitely real. Sometimes you can live in hell in your own brain, you know? Because our soul is inside us. My soul is speaking to you right now. So, and that's attached to my brain. You feel me? So, if I'm going through a lot and whatever, my mental state of mind is not in touch with reality, then I'm definitely living in hell. You know what I'm trying to say? But if I'm optimistic and I'm organized and I'm clean and I'm doing the best I can, I'm prioritizing, I'm doing things, I'm not wasting no time type shit. Excuse the language, but then that means that I'm making heaven for myself and for my family, because it can happen. You know, heaven is what you make it. And don't get me wrong, because when we pass away, I feel like God's chosen ones just go to sleep and they see pitch black until it's time for us to wake up. And I do believe that God lets us live again. You know what I'm trying to say? That we come back, because we don't die, we multiply. You kill us, we coming back 10 times stronger. Like, no matter how many times, you know how many black people they killed? You know how many black people they have killed throughout the years, like we're cockroaches. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And a lot of times they infest government housings with those things, with bed bugs, roaches, things like that, creepy crawlers. But we really have to take better care of ourselves. Do better for ourselves. Want better for ourselves. Want better for our children. Want better for their future. There's nothing wrong with staying out of trouble. Like, why do we have to be always labeled as a gangster, savages, ghetto, whatever? It's okay to be like, I'm ghetto. Like, I'm always going to have that ghetto side. But I also have that side of me that knows that I got to tone it down, tame myself, put on my reserved attitude, you know what I'm trying to say, and there's a time and place for everything. I know how to improvise and work with what I got. You know what I'm saying? I know how to survive in the jungle, but at the same time, I know when I need to be more classy and be a lady and things like that. And I'm still learning. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 34 years old, but I'm still learning, like, the best way I can. Like, I'm doing the best I can. And I'm not perfect. I don't think I'm better than anybody on this earth. I always was the type of person, when I was growing up, I was friends with people that were different. Like, I was friends with people that were unique. Even if they had a disability, I wasn't scared of them. I seen their worth. I seen their personality. I seen past that disability. When I was a kid, I got made fun of and bullied for being friends with people like that. Because all the other kids were worried about was being popular, you know, setting trends, things like that. And all I cared about was getting my education and just hurry up. Let me get this over and done with. Do what the teacher says and go home and then whatever. But I started to love school and going to school to get away from what was going on at home. And when my mom realized that I loved school, sometimes she didn't care if I made it to school or not. And it's like, I feel like she loved to see me cry when I would miss school. And I used to get so upset because I loved it. I really loved it. I really loved to learn, and the teachers loved me. And they really wanted me to pay attention for some reason. And I remember everything. I had to stay back a grade, but I remember everything that the teacher was teaching me from over, under, like I was there yesterday. The words over the table. You go under the table. They took their time to explain things to me. And I felt like that helps me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember before, you know, all this GPS stuff, like, my dad told me, like, pay attention to the signs. Like, even if you get lost, you will find your way back home. You will find your way back to your destination. Like, pay attention to the signs. Watch your surroundings. Things like that, you know? My dad was an intelligent man. Like, he always educated me. Like, yeah, things happen, but he wasn't perfect. But, you know what I'm saying? I do remember a lot of things about my dad when he was alive. Like, he made sure that I knew what is what, because I had so many questions in my head. But he educated me on, animals, Animal Planet. We used to watch Animal Planet together, History Channel. Like, he educated me on Black history, slavery. We used to watch Bruce Lee movies together, basketball, football, golf, baseball, bowling. He used to take me bowling, swimming. He made sure I knew how to swim. My dad was a very educational person. He wanted the best for me, while my mom, she just shut me out of her life, emotionally checked me out. But she was a good financial provider, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I can say about my mom. She always provided for me financially. She was a good hard worker. And she never had me starve. Like, never had me starve or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, she was emotionally checked out, okay? So, but, she comes from a country where that's normal, you know what I'm saying? So, I try to give her the benefit of the doubt. My mom means well. She does have a good heart to a certain extent. But I just wish that she never took my son away from me. Like, I wish she would have just gave me a chance and trusted me more of being a mother. Even though I had my son young, at the age of 17, I wanted to be the best mother I could be, because I took it seriously, because I chose to keep my son. I chose to bring him into this world. I chose to do what I did, whatever. And my son was my first pregnancy ever. And I knew he was a boy. Like, the whole pregnancy, from the beginning to the end, I knew he was going to be a boy. I felt it. I felt very strong boy vibes. And I said, and I was right, you know what I'm saying? I kept telling people, it's a boy, it's a boy, it's a boy. And his name, when I was debating on what I was going to name him, I asked my mom, I was like, hey, what's your grandfather's name? And she's like, Jaquin. I said, Jaquin? I was like, how do you say that in English? She's like, Jaquin. I was like, oh my God, that's going to be his name. I was 6 months pregnant at that time. I said, that's going to be my son's name. And then I'm going to give my son my dad's middle name, which is Anthony. So that's what I did, Jaquin Anthony. And then I had to figure out how I'm going to spell it. How am I going to spell my son's name? I want it to be unique. I want it to stand out. But at the same time, like, I just want it to be, like, easy. Like, Quinn. Like, it's that simple. Like, he hated his name, but then when he found out that there's a meaning behind it, and there's a Portuguese name, a Brazilian name, and he gravitated towards it, and he loves his name now. And it's so funny, because when I was little, I hated my name, because a lot of people would make fun of my name. Oh, that name's so ghetto. I never heard of it. Or it's hard to find your name, it's hard to pronounce your name, or whatever the case may be. I got made fun of for my name being Monique, But then as I got older and I started hearing my name in songs, and the comedian Monique came out, I was like, my name fits me, because I have a personality where it can't be tamed. Like, trying to say, you cannot dim my light. Like, I shine so bright, you can't dim it. And my personality is very strong. Like, So I feel like my mom really did well when she named me, because my name was really supposed to be Rebecca, but my father couldn't pronounce it for some reason. So my mom was like, "Can you pronounce Monique?" He's like, "Yeah, that's easy, Monique." So she named me Monique, and then she said, "Okay, I'm gonna name her Monique, but then I'm gonna name her middle name is gonna be Rebecca." So I can't imagine how my life would be if my name was Rebecca, because I do feel like your name makes you who you are in life, if that makes sense, because it's a part of your identity, your character. Like, I do feel like your name plays a factor in your life and your personality and things like that. So I do love the fact that my mom named me Monique, or whatever my mom named me. She took the time to name me. So that's one good thing I could say about that. And I was born on my dad's birthday. So, and my mom is a Virgo too. So 3 Virgos in the house. We're bound to like clash and then get along, clash, get along, clash, get along. It's like really bipolar. Unpredictable TV show type of shit. But anyways, I love, Black culture. I love Black history. I love just being Black, because we are so unique and so different. We know what to do without doing it. Like, we just different. We always been different, and we get mimicked by other cultures and other people and heritages, races, and things like that all the time, because of the fact that we just set trends on top of trends on top of trends, and the Europeans use that and get money off of our ideas. It's not right, but that's what it is. And listen, I just want to say one more thing before I cut this off. If you have a son, right, and he wants to be a fashion designer, but he's so masculine, let him do that. Like, even if he's feminine, let him be a fashion designer, because men could be fashion designers too. There's tailors back in the day that sold clothes and dresses and shoes and make suits and things like that. There's nothing wrong with a male fashion designer. Male fashion designers be making bank. They have a good vision on how they visualize what could look good on a woman and a man sometimes. So I just felt like I had to say that. Like, if anybody out there has a child that's a boy who's into fashion and wants to be a fashion designer, let him do it, because I guarantee you that child's going to change your life. But anyways, I'm going to get off this, and I hope that gives you a better understanding of how we need to survive in this corrupt up world. And listen, everything is going to work itself out. Just remember to always keep God first. Pray every day. Pray for your protection. Pray for your kids' protection. They need to start putting metal detectors in these schools to prevent, these shootings and stuff like that, and whatever the case may be. They need to do better with that, Just remember that God always loves you no matter what. Just as long as you put him first and you're grateful for what you got and you do the best you can, that's all that matters. Because you know why you got to put God first? Because without him, we wouldn't be nothing. He created us. We didn't just come here randomly on our own. We gotta give credit when it's due. So, just, try your best to do your best, and no matter what happens, don't give up on yourself. Just remember that God is always with you. Have faith in God that he will be there for you through thick and thin. You know, don't be scared of what you hear there and what you hear there. I mean, yes, be wise, be cautious, be aware, but don't fear no one but God, you know?